Hi, my name is Angelica Martinez, and for my project, I'm going to do a virtual school tour. This is going to be for grade 9 to 12, so high school. The content is going to be Spanish, and the topic is going to be writing and speaking. The length of this project is about 3 weeks long. For this part, phase one is preparing for the project. So for the first part is what the goal is, and so the goal is that students can use familiar words and phrases to describe a location around the school. So can they present information to an audience in Spanish? And this is to make sure that students can speak fluently and conjugate words correctly in the present tense. The next step is knowing what technology students have access to. So in our school, students have access to a school computer, and then our school also allows students to use their personal devices. So this includes their cell phones, laptops, and personal computers. Our school provides them with Wi-Fi, but a few students don't have access to Wi-Fi at home. So this project is a little bit more based to work on in school. The school also provides a few applications, for example, Google Suites, Duolingo, Flipgrid, with unlimited access. That way, students have to pay to use these applications, and a few of these we will use for the project. So, project technology that students are going to be using, they can use either the school computer, their personal devices, to record their video. They will be using Google Docs to write their script. They will be using Flipgrid to record their video and edit. And then students will be using YouTube to upload their final video, and they can share with others. So for phase two, this is designing the lesson plan. So for the goals for the project is that students can use familiar words and phrases, that they can write a script in Spanish, and for this they have to introduce themselves and describe a location of the campus. They will work in groups to create their videos, and they will be graded on how well they can edit the video. So for this portion, what I'm looking for when it comes to the script is that it is grammatically written and that the vocabulary words and phrases are used correctly. For the video portion, what I'm looking is that each member participates. This includes that each one takes a turn filming and speaking. For the Flipgrid video, what I'm looking at is that they do a voiceover narration of the school, that they include a song, a school picture, and that transition between speaker is well done. The next part is going to be how each week is going to be um, worked on. So for the first week, students will be introduced to vocabulary words, phrases, for example, the school, campus, library, parking lot, stadium. So they will know a few vocabulary words to describe the school. The next step is writing sentences. So for this part, we're going to be using scaffolding, giving students sentence starters. That way they know how to write a sentence describing a location. The next big part is conjugating. So for this is can they conjugate the vocabulary words in the present tense. And so I have this as an example. So for example, the verb estar, that's the verb, means to be. But we have to conjugate it in the present tense, which conjugates to está. So esta es la cafetería, which means this is the cafeteria. So when reading their script and listening to their video, they must present their video in present tense. Next part. For the next part, after choosing the vocabulary words that they're going to be using and know how to conjugate, students are going to then start writing their script. As I mentioned, they're going to be working in groups of 3 and 4. So each student is going to choose a location around the campus to describe. After choosing the location, they're going to write a script. Their script must include an introduction of themselves. They must describe the location and then share an interesting fact of the location. After creating their script, what I want them to do is receive feedback from another classmate. So giving feedback will focus on the grammar and conjugation part. And then after getting feedback and editing their script, they're going to work as a group to make sure that all four scripts are transitioning smoothly. So when they record their video, each person reading their script, it transitions smoothly. The last part is going to be creating the video. Students will be using Flipgrid to record their videos and to edit the video. But their final project will be uploaded to YouTube, since YouTube will allow students to share their video on Google Classroom, and it will give them the ability to share with their other teachers or classmates that are probably not in that class. Where in Flipgrid, only students in that classroom can see the video. After recording the video and sharing it on Google Classroom, I will ask them to write a comment to two different videos. That way they can see receive more feedback from other classmates. So preparing the technology, the first thing is going to be setting up Google Docs. This is going to be where students are going to be working in groups to rewrite their script. So while they're writing their scripts, they're going to be using the same Google Docs. That way, each students can see each member's script, and they can give feedback or edit their script. The next thing is going to be setting up Flipgrid. So this is creating an account and sharing a code with the students. For this, students need to be able to have access and know how to use Flipgrid. So I will ask my students to record a short video introducing themselves, just to make sure that they know how to use Flipgrid. Next thing is going to be setting up a YouTube channel. So what I plan is to use just one channel for all my classes. That way students can see other videos from other classes. And the last thing is going to be setting up a checklist or a rubric. This will help the students follow what is necessary to complete each week and to make sure that they are on track. And then students can also evaluate how they think they are doing on their project. So analyzing the result of this project. So that's going to be after the project. What I believe is going to be working well is working as a group, editing and receiving feedback from each member. But I do see a challenge, and this could be in week 2, which is practicing speaking. So for this portion, the revision that I would do is that I would actually include a student teacher or student group time to listen to my students reading their script, making sure that they're pronouncing the words correctly and that they sound fluent. What they can also do is practice speaking or reading their script to a Spanish speaker. That way they can also receive feedback from an individual outside of the school. And the last part, sharing this lesson, what I hope is to share with the law department. That way they can use it in the French class, German class. This is something that can be used in, I believe, in any class. And as well as share with the administrators, and hope that one of the videos can be uploaded into the actual school website, so students that are going to be joining the school can kind of see or view the feedback, or like not feedback, but more of a student's point of view of how the school looks like and what students think of the school. My conclusion for this is that I believe the TTIPP model is pretty valuable. It does help teachers plan step by step and prepare them to know what's needed for each step. For example, integrating technology. But that's what I liked about Step 6, that it basically prepares educators to know what technology needs to be used, and making sure that students have access and know how to use it. And I just believe that this model can help educators in the long run to integrate technology and prepare students for real